Good Sunday morning. I know I'm catching many of you unawares. Some of you may join. Glad to have you here. I am back to doing drive times, and I am going to make a deal with you. But before I get into that, a little house cleaning. If you can like it, you can share it. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Never take the light of truth and place it under a basket. Don't ask me what that means. Ask somebody else. I'm sure that they will answer the question for you. So I'm going to make a deal with you. I don't ask many of you, or actually I don't ask any of you for much. I don't even demand that you not use expletives on my wall anymore. I pretty much ignore the comments and just let people do what they want. I've got the self-moderation feature turned on, but that's about the extent of it. I only really monitor vulgar language and insults and whatnot on my Facebook wall, which is facebook.com, TMOTOFGA.com. So here's the deal. I'll go back to making the drive times as requested. But what I'm going to ask for you, one, if you get anything out of this video, anything at all, buy me a cup of coffee. $5. Just go to GraysonForGeorgia.com/donate. And that's FORGA.com. Buy me a cup of coffee to help win back America. Okay? Real simple process. Support us. When you sign up, I will make sure that you get my personal writings sent to you 3 times a week, sometimes maybe 4 if it's something very important, to keep you up to speed on what's happening in the news. I realize that it can be a daunting task to sift through all the BS that's put out there to get an understanding of what's real, what's not. I know, but this is what I do, and everybody is not where I am in that process, and I get it. You're raising children, you're working 10, 12 hours a week, and it can be daunting. And especially when you have Republicans putting out BS as well. So that's the deal that I'm asking for. If you get something, donate $5. And of course, if you can donate more, I'm looking for some of those people that can max out, and throw in, $2,500 for this election and help put us over the top. But the purpose of it is not for me. It is to help me, help Trump, help you in restoring America to the liberties and freedoms that many have come to take for granted, many don't understand, and many don't realize are being taken from them on a day-by-day basis. So that's what I'm asking. And the third thing I want is on Wednesdays, instead of my doing the town hall, I want you to tune in to the round table. Okay, you'll get more information in 90 minutes than you will all week long. And I don't care if you go back and rewatch the entire 90 minutes. Just tune in live for that show and share the show. Every Monday, we will put the promo link out there for the upcoming roundtable. And once I have it in my hand, I will put it in this video. So enough of that. So let's talk about Trump trailing Biden. So if you remember the 2015 or 2016 election, prior to that, every poll you saw had Hillary Clinton leading Donald Trump. Every poll, not a single poll, said that Trump was going to win. Hell, I believe that it was so ingrained in the minds of liberal Democrats, Hillary Clinton believed it herself. That's why she allegedly threw that tantrum afterwards. And remember, Hillary Clinton was quoted as saying, "We're all going to hang for this." Look at all of the pedophiles that are starting to go down. I mean, you would think that they were tying millstones about their neck and casting it into the sea. A woman, a countess, who is the wife of some aristocrat, has just resigned from being on a board of a group that helps abuse children. She had flown to Epstein's Island 30 times. 30 times. Okay? I'm telling you, this stuff is deep. So, moving on past that, everybody had Trump losing. Now, while Hillary won by a few million in the general election, we have a constitutional republic that is designed to give a voice to the smaller states. And of course, Trump won by a landslide. But there was no revolt, but they accused Trump of stealing the election, the Republicans of stealing the election. Now, if you remember, Stacey Abrams in the Georgia election just passed, 2018, for governor. Stacey Abrams is the woman who is an advocate for late-term abortions and, of course, for illegal immigrants. She called them her constituents. So she accused and sued Georgia, saying that the election was stolen from her. Still, there were no revolts, no looting, no riots. Same thing in the Florida election. The guy Gillum, the sexual deviant, all right, found naked, passed out, OD'd on drugs, okay, in a hotel room, all right, after his loss, who ran against DeSantis in Florida. He said the election was stolen from him as well. So they're setting the stage that the Republicans are thieves. Now, the worst thing about the Republicans are the rhinos, but that's another story. And I'm going to be doing a drive time about my experience on Saturday concerning that tomorrow. All right. So moving right along, what else have we seen that has happened? Because of Floyd, the stage has been set for looting and rioting. We have already seen it. Revolting, wanting to defund the police, etc., etc. The mindset has been grown. The organizations, they have been funded. Bricks, pallets of bricks have already been bought. You've seen images of them placed in strategic places, in some of the places where we have seen the protests, okay, a la looting and rioting, all right, where there was no obvious construction taking place. They have been funded by Soros types. So the conditioning has been put in the minds of the sheep that will follow these folks running BLM and Antifa. All right? Are you with me? What else has been done? The other leg, they have been conditioned to know that they will meet with very little resistance. Okay? Governors and mayors of liberal-ran cities pulling back. And this started with another police killing in Baltimore. Okay? Then, of course, we saw what happened in Minnesota, or Minneapolis, whichever city it was. Minneapolis, I believe. Yeah, Minneapolis, Minnesota. So they have been conditioned that they will meet with very little resistance from the police. Then they have gone on to say that Trump is the authoritarian. Where do we first hear that word applied to Trump? I'm sorry, but a guy that I supported, I still don't regret it, but Ron Paul called Trump an authoritarian. Only thing Trump is trying to do is ensure that businesses are protected. I explained posse comitatus and how it works. I explained the Insurrection Act when there is a failure of governors to act accordingly. Well, we saw that the governor of Georgia has acted. He deployed 1,000 National Guard troops. I explained how governors jointly control the National Guard with the federal government. I have been laying all of this information out there for you, and certain of Republican governors have exercised that authority where mayors have not, i.e. Mayor Lightfoot, okay? And what the only thing that Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, has done was to fire that small percentage that make up bad cops on our streets, which I applauded her for rightfully so. However, in the minds of these people, they will either meet no resistance, or if they are arrested, they will be released, and in many cases without having to pay a bail, or their bail will be paid for them and they will be put right back out on the streets. Now, we just saw and have been hearing, or at least I did, I don't know about you, reports of people in Portland being pulled off the streets. Well, again, they are coming back with the authoritarian Trump deploying the military and snatching people off of the streets. That is the furthest thing from the truth. They are, from what I have been told, BORTAC, Border Patrol tactical members that were originally deployed to go into sanctuary cities to deal with illegals. But if that is the group, they are pulling off people that they have suspected and observed of committing certain of activities in relation to the threat that was made against federal properties. Now, if somebody told me, Grayson, I'm coming to your home and I am going to wreak havoc, do you think that I am going to sit and do nothing? No, I'm going to grab my AR, put it in my lap. I'm going to lay my shotgun by the sofa, and I am going to have my 9mm and my 45 on my left and my right. I will be ready. I am not a soft target. So this is what you see happening, Trump being proactive. Guess what? Nobody else is doing anything in Portland, all right? And it is the mayor and the governor that is putting this narrative out about Trump, the authoritarian. So what you need to know is this. When Trump wins in 2020 in a landslide, they have already conditioned these people for civil unrest. They will go out thinking that they will be protected, that they will be arrested and released if they are arrested, and bail and attorneys will be paid for them. They will think that they can attack police unfettered without fear of recompense. But the moment some of those little white bastards start catching a bullet for throwing Molotov cocktails at officers, pointing weapons, doing any number of the dangerous things that they have been engaged in attacking police officers that are out simply trying to do their job, you will see a turn in that tide. But guess who's going to get the blame when those skinny liberal white kids, most of them of which are the instigators amongst these BLM members who ain't got a clue, they think, oh, well, ain't nobody shooting back at them. Hey, let's go do the same thing. You're going to see the tide start to turn with those liberal white parents. Hey, look, I hate to make it a racial issue, but they made race the issue. America is not a racist country, and I have said this many times. Yes, there are racists. True. They will never go away. There will always be assholes that exist, that are evil. But from a systemic point of view, from a system point of view, that is not what America is today. It is not. You are being made to believe that. And if you look and observe, these things are not hard to understand. They are not hard to wrap your brain around. But for some, it is. I had a man tell me at a meeting, and I'm just going to give you a little tidbit. He is a GOP official, an officer. And we were talking about rhinos because, again, liberals could not have gotten done what they have gotten done without the aid and comfort provided to them by rhinos. Republicans in name only, not RHINO. Please do not insult rhinoceros. They have been given aid and comfort to do the things that they do. The voices of conservatives have They have helped them to silence us, Google, Twitter, Instagram, yada, 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 because of two people in particular. The Senator, Mike Lee, and the guy I'm running against here in Georgia, Doug Collins, a congressman who has a 59% constitutional voting record. Now, while Mike Lee has one in the 90s, so did Justin Amash, but look at how they turned on conservatism. And they are more libertarian than anything else. So, hint to the wise is sufficient when looking at those things. I applaud his voting record, but it is that percentage that they vote against the Constitution that makes all the difference in the world. Anybody that's a Republican is going to say, yeah, I support the Second Amendment. Yeah, I'm pro-life, but those are just given fodder to make Republicans think, oh, they're on my side. But they do everything that enables the Federal Reserve. You know what? I'm going on and on, getting all off the beaten path. Understand, Trump will win. And when Trump wins, the morons have already been conditioned to rebel, to loot, and to riot. And that will be coming, and they will accuse the Republican Party for stealing the election when Biden is soundly defeated. That's what you need to know. That's what you understand. So, again, share this video. That's not asking a whole lot. Go and buy me a cup of coffee. If you think I'm worth a cup of coffee and you got something out of this, do it. All right? And secondly, tell people about the round table every Wednesday at 7 p.m. That's all I ask. I'm not asking a lot, but it is in your vested interest to vote for what is in your best interest. I am 100% of the Constitution, 100% of the time. I will not vote against it, and I will always expose the rhinos in the Republican Party because they are the most dangerous politicians in America because they hide in plain sight. Education is the key. Knowledge is your power. TMOT out, drive time till next time. Exercise a little wisdom and support the man who wants to go and represent you and who understands I am not your leader. I am going to be your servant, and the power rests with you. Rest and abides in you, not in me. You just simply give me the authority to go and be your voice for liberty and freedom. And I've already told you, one term is all I will serve. That's number one. And number two, I will definitely be fighting the fight to ensure they do not bring mandatory vaccines to this country. All right? Team out, drive time till next time.